Hi, Rain Johnson here from Sacred Aromas and Essential Oils. Normally I am teaching about using aromatherapy in palliative and hospice care. However, there's some real basics that I want people to get when they're working with the essential oils. And we have so many people out there, so many companies, department stores selling essential oils with not a whole lot of education with it. And so there's some pieces that I really want people to have. And so that you have options and that you know the best resources and the knowledge to choose the oil that's going to be best suitable, and that you have choices with confidence. And you'll know what oils might even be harmful and what are healing, which is really, really important in using essential oils for care. So the first one is using synthetics versus natural. So there are many, many essential oils that are actually synthetic. They might put on the label fragrance. And right away, when I see fragrance, I think synthetic. They are not distilled from the real plant. So you want to be aware of that. Excuse me. And of course, don't just trust the word natural, because that's overused. And ask where your supplier is buying the oils from. What do they mean by natural? So that's synthetic versus natural. And then there's the organic versus wildcrafted. And then other essential oils that are neither. But so organic means that they have not used any sprays, pesticides, herbicides on the plant. And if it's not organic, then a lot of times the plants are sprayed with these toxic chemicals, and that does get distilled into the essential oils in the end. So think about that. As well as wildcrafting doesn't always mean good oil, because those plants could be grown along the highway, could be harvested near an industrial place, oil refinery, whatever. So wildcrafting doesn't always mean good. And then it also, the quality of the oils, the essential oils, depends on the soil, the climate, the time of year that they're harvested. All those are taken into account to making those oils special and good. And whether the distillery is a proper distillery, using the right heat and ensuring the plants are grown sustainably and harvested at the right time, the soil is good quality. And sustainability, let me just say right now that there are some plants like Palo Santo, frankincense, and rosewood and spikenard are endangered. And if we're not growing them properly, and if we're overusing them, then they will, possibly go extinct unless we're harvesting or we're growing them really conscientious. So be aware of that. Labeling and the safety data sheet. So we want good labeling, which means indication of professionalism, and we want the accurate, sufficient product label. So we might have rosemary. So I have two rosemary here, and one is cineal and the other is a verbenin. And so that's going to make a difference in the properties of how I'm going to use each of those. So really be aware of that. Lavender is one that, could be spike lavender, or it could be lavandula. We want to know what species. And we want to know the country of origin, because there are some companies will say, well, came from such and such country, and really, does that plant actually grow there? So having that awareness, having the knowledge of all that, and you want to be aware of, again, that synthetic or fragrance labeling as well. And then adulteration and trickery, as Evan from the Northwest School of Aromatic Medicine talks about. He says, don't be deceived, because there are some essential oils out there that bulk up their oils. They may use a synthetic additive, or they might use another plant that actually they can create a similar smell to what they want to add to, and or use this, like a cheaper oil from the same genus. So really, again, there is a lot of room for incorrect information. We want to source out the highest and purest standards. And so, because remember, it's your health and it's your family and it's your clients that you're working with. So it really, really does make a difference. The storage and maintaining your essential oils is crucial. Number one, you're going to keep them in a cool, dry place. Hydrosols can be kept in the fridge. Sometimes I'll keep my more citrusy oils, essential oils, in the fridge. Keep the cap on at all times tightly when not in use. And don't order, I know that there's sales out there and you can get really good deals, big bottles of lavender, big bottles of frankincense, but only buy what you're going to use, because time passes quickly and you could be left with one that's oxidized, one that's, just the shelf life has expired. The citrus oils has about up to 2 years shelf life, and the steam distilled break down about up to 3 years, and then the absolutes can be normally kept up to 5 years. But you want to be every once in a while, just checking your oil as to how it's still doing. And you can still use the aged oil, just maybe in a distillery, in a atomizer. And then, of course, there's the sensitization and overexposure. For massage therapists like myself, I know when I was using aromatherapy a lot in my practice, because I had a lot of clients when I first started out, and I was also had an aromatherapy business, so I didn't use gloves at that time, and I think I oversensitized myself. So you want to take precautions when you maybe use a lighter dilution when you're massaging with the oils, or when you're using the essential oils on yourself. Just use a light dilution, and wash your hands good afterwards, as well as you could use the latex gloves if you wish. And you want to use like that 1 to 2% dilution anyway for palliative care. That's what we recommend. Take in fresh air all the time, drink lots of water, and watch for your own reactions and listening to your own body. So those are some tips that I really want you to have in your tool belt, to have that safety, to again work with confidence and feel like, yes, you do have some basic understanding here to using aromatherapy essential oils effectively and healthy. So again, Rain Johnson from Sacred Aromas and Essential Oils. Thanks. And leave a comment on the bottom of the video here. I'd love to hear from you. Any comments, any disagreements or surprises? I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again.